Superman is flying high, taking the top spot in theaters everywhere and on the charts too. We're here to break down why the Man of Steel is heating up the market with a spotlight on Mr. Terrific's rise, the origin of the Justice Gang, and why Krypto the Superdog is catching collectors' eyes. All this and more as we break down the top trending comics of this week. Let's get started. What's up, everybody, and welcome to today's top trending comic books for week 3 of July. My name is Izzy of the IzzyVerse, and if this is the first time you are watching this list, keep in mind what I do is I consolidate this list from different sources like CoverPrice, Key Collector, and CBSI.com, and I end up putting this list together. I also include 30-day sales, the last recorded sale, as well as overall hype. So with this week's list, it's all about Superman. As you can see just by the image alone, there's multiple Superman titles that we're going to talk about. We also are going to talk a little bit about some holdovers from last week that are back on the list. But before you even move on, make sure you hit that like and subscribe to the IzzyVerse for more content like this. With that said, let's go into our list, and we'll start this thing off with what I like to call my honorable mentions, and we're going to start this off with the very first honorable mention, and that is Magic number 7. This is the 1 in 25 Yasmin Putri cover. It's a gorgeous cover. Also features the first appearance of the Embodiment, which is a new character that was part of Magic. Another book that came really hot this week was Red Hulk number 6. This is the Dan Panosian 1 in 25 War Wolf cover, another first appearance in this title. And finally, a surprise. This is what we call a shadow drop. That's what they're calling it. The Age of Revelation, featuring a cover done by Humberto Ramos, who is paying homage to that famous X-Men Wolverine cover. It's the start of a new series. It's the start of a new crossover event in dealing with the X-Men universe. So these are your hot books. These are honorable mention. They didn't quite make the list this week, but they may make the list next week. What did make the list at number 10 is All-Star Superman number 1. This is the original copy that came out back in 2005 for DC Comics. The last recorded sale of this book was $10 at a very fine, and the most common fair market value of this book is $9 at a very fine, $120 for a 9.8. This has a high print run. There's so many copies that are out there, so therefore you can get this book at a very affordable price. There's plenty of reprints of this book. There's also a collection of this series, and if you never read All-Star Superman, take an opportunity and read it. It is one of the best Superman stories you could potentially read. Grant Morrison, Frank Quitely did a phenomenal job in this story. As far as trending lists go, it was number 1 for Key Collector, and that's really the only place it was in the list, but it is hot because of the Superman movie. 30-day sales, we have 34 sales that are recorded, and overall hype level is at a high for this book. At number 9 in our list is Doctor Strange number 1. This book came out in 2015 for Marvel Comics. $10 is the last recorded sales at a near mint. It is the most common fair market value for this book at a near mint raw, $50 for 9.8. Trending list, it was number 5 in CBSI. 30-day sales, we have 59 sales for this book, and the hype level is a low. This is another one of those books that last week was an honorable mention, so I guess it had a trickle effect because of Ironheart. The Ironheart series, this features the character Zelma Stanton, who made an appearance in the Ironheart series. Yeah, honestly, I don't think it's a book worth specking too much on. I think this is just a holdover from last week. At number 8 in our list is the New Teen Titans Annual number 1, featuring the first appearance of Vigilante. This book came back all the way back in 1983 for DC Comics. Last recorded sale of this book was $60 at a 9.6. It's actually a really affordable book. For the most common fair market value is $23 at a near mint, $150 for a 9.8. Trending list is number 8 in Key Collector, number 10 in Cover Price. 30-day sales, we have 35 sales. Again, because it's low as far as the price of the book goes, see, it's actually easier to pick up this book, and that's why you have a higher 30-day sales. The hype level is a medium right now. However, with the upcoming season 2 of Peacemaker, I could see why this book is getting some traction, because people love the character Vigilante. He is a great sidekick to Peacemaker, one of the funniest characters from season 1, and who knows what they have in store for him for season 2. So that's a good book, a nice book to have, an affordable book to have. Don't spend too much for this book. Number 7 on our list is Superman 680. As I mentioned, we're going to be talking a lot about Superman today. And this book came out in 2008 for DC Comics. It is a beautiful Alex Ross cover. Last recorded sale of this book was $35 near mint. As far as fair market value, that is the fair market value, but really at a very fine. So someone got it at a good deal for $35 near mint. $165 for a 9.8. This book was on the trending list for Key Collector at number 5. However, it did make the top 20 list for Cover Price. So that's an important note to have there. 30-day sales, we have 40 sales for this book, and the hype level is at a medium. However, it's a medium going towards a high because of the character of Krypto. Krypto was one of those surprise hits in the Superman movie. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't seen the movie, trust me, there's a lot of Krypto to go along. And this is one of those books that if you can't get the first appearance of Krypto, a lot of people are going with this one because of such an iconic cover done by the great Alex Ross. Moving into number 6, The Hood number 1. This book came out in 2002 from Marvel Comics. Last recorded sale was $35 near mint. The most common fair market value is $36, so they got the price where it's normally at. $178 for a 9.8. Trending list, this was number 2 in CBSI, and 30-day sales. It got a lot of sales with 46 sales. People are liking Ironheart. They specifically like this character of the Hood. Just like last week when we talked about Silver Surfer and the first appearance of Mephisto, this is probably the next best thing, the first appearance of the Hood, more so than Ironheart, believe it or not. So that's a book that, again, because of last week, it has been trending, but it's really on a hype way going downwards instead of upwards. So it's on a hype level of a low at the moment. Moving our list at number 5, Street Fighter number 1. This book came out for 1993 from Malibu Comics. Last recorded sale of this book was $10 at a no grade, but the most common fair market value of this book is now $17. This actually went up from last week's numbers, and the 9.8 also went up from last week's numbers to $165. Trending list, this is number 3 in CBSI. A lot of people are still hyped for this potential movie that's going to be coming out. The casting announcement that just keeps coming out. We're hearing more and more casting announcements for this book. That's why we have a 30-day sales of 78 sales. That is insane. That alone is worth a medium to a high level, but it's right now at a medium because it's actually going downwards, and we're not hearing any new news as of late. So it's going to cool off for a little bit before we even get a chance to see a trailer. Our book at number 4 is Justice League number 1. This is going all the way back to 1987 for DC Comics. This is a different type of Justice League than what we're used to. These are kind of like second-tier characters, which includes Batman, Martian Manhunter, and Shazam, but it also has Blue Beetle, Guy Gardner, Mr. Miracle, Black Canary, Dr. Fate, Dr. Light as well in the cover. This is a great series. Kevin Maguire's art style is by far one of the best art styles that you could find, and this is the book that elevates that story. So you're going to see this book a lot, obviously because of the Justice Gang in Superman. Last recorded sale of this book is $9 at a fine, and the most common fair market value is $7. It's not an expensive book. It's really easy to obtain. 9.8s go for $96. Trending list, number 4 for Key Collector, number 10 for CBSI, number 6 for CoverPrice. 30-day sales, we have 38 sales, and the hype level is at a high. Again, this is more in tune with what the Justice Gang was about. This also features the first appearance of Maxwell Lord, a character that is featured in the movie that you'll see in the movie. So that's why this book is here, and that's why this book is hot. Number 3 in our list is the Spectre 54. I'll explain why in a minute. This book came out in 1997 for DC Comics. This book has a high price value of $385. That was the last recorded sale at the near mint. The most common fair market value is $127 near mint. As you can see, people are paying top dollar for this book. 9.8 goes for $429. Now, you're asking yourself the question, why is the Spectre so high and why is it so expensive? Features the first appearance of Mr. Terrific. Mr. Terrific is in the Superman movie, and he has a great role. He's actually a standout character in this movie. So now everybody wants to grab their Mr. Terrific first appearances. As far as trending list goes, it's number 6 from CBSI, number 5 for CoverPrice. We have in the 30-day sale period 49 sales. That is amazing. That is remarkable, especially for a book that's this high in the value. Hype level, of course, is a high for this book. People love Mr. Terrific. People want to see more of Mr. Terrific, and that's why this book is on our list. Coming in hot at number 2 is All-Star Superman number 1, the AMC IMAX opening night fan event variant. This features a Dan Mora cover that was actually utilized in the previous book. You can find a Krypto the Superdog book with this exact same cover. They reused the cover for the fan event, and this book is getting some demand from DC Comics. $18 was the last recorded sale of this book. Now, how you got this book was if you attended the fan event, the IMAX fan event at AMC on Thursday night, you would have received a copy of this book. Now, the fair market value is $18. People are selling it. I've seen it go as high as $50 at one point, but they're going to be starting to show up here and there. The only issue I will say about this book is that because this was a fan event and not a collector event, this book is going to circulate all over the place. And I already seen this book a few times held by a couple of people, and they were not treating it well. So chances are to get a high graded copy of this book might end up being a challenge for some people. As far as trending list goes, it was number 10 for Key Collector, and it was number 1 for CoverPrice. 30-day sales, we got 98 sales of this book, which of course puts this book at a hype level at the high. Now, again, this was an exclusive giveaway book that was given during the IMAX showing. So you're not going to see this book anywhere else. The only way you're going to be able to get this book is in the aftermarket. And our number 1 book for this week is Superman, A Friendship Unleashed, number 1, the Milkbone mail-in giveaway that came out for DC Comics. Last recorded sale of this book was $30 near mint. Most common fair market value is $32 near mint. But check this out. $585 is the average for a 9.8. I've even gone as far as hearing that this book has been sold for over $1,000 at a 9.8. Now, why is this book so expensive in a graded copy? And the reason is how these books were shipped. They were shipped inside the Milkbone box, unprotected, with the dog biscuits. They didn't have a bag and board. They were just shoved right in. So many people that received a copy of this book were actually getting a low-grade copy or a mid-grade copy, and their copies weren't that great to begin with. Trending list, number 2 for Key Collector, number 1 for CBSI, number 4 for CoverPrice. Now, the 30-day sales, we have a high of 103 sales for this book. Of course, the hype level of this book is at a high. This book is one of those books that people will be talking about years to come. My curiosity is, what will be the value of this book 2 years, 3 years from now? We'll find out when we do the top 10 rewind back years from now. But with that being said, guys, in closing, which books do you have? Let me know in the comments. It really helps me out when you put your stuff in the comments. Share your thoughts in the comments. I want to know what you think about them. The more comments I get, the better. I will respond to your comments. And stay tuned for next week's ranking. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I thank you for your time. I'll see you next week. I'm going to probably put a poll in there talking a little bit about which book do you want to have from this list. So be expecting that poll, and we'll see the results next week. Until next time, Excelsior. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more comic content. Check out these other videos for even more insight, and I'll see you at the next one. Excelsior.